Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome to more adventures with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Today, version 1.52 of the game released, and with it comes this new option on the left-hand side, which is Driving Academy. Released both for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator. I thought I would run into the Euro Truck Simulator 2 version of the game and give this a shot. It's my first time to take a look at it. Now, I've got a high-level profile that I'm joining this with, but I don't quite know what profile is going to be used in this, or if it's just going to default you to some generic trucks. So I kind of am learning about this as we go through this. And it says Driving Academy is not intended to replace in-cab training. That's kind of funny that there is a disclaimer there. Now, the first thing I noticed here, I looked at this part a few minutes ago, this is as far as I got, was there are some coming soon options here. The middle side here says truck driving proficiency. Hone your truck driving skills with new scenarios in more challenging conditions. But what we've got available right now, if we click on this, is Truck Driving Basics. Learn the basics of driving a truck. So let's see. And I know there are a lot of options available. Okay, so it does look like it's going to default us out of a career here. So let's take the Volvo here, the Globetrotter. I'm going to do this one. And so it looks like you get to pick your kind of truck that you want to do these with. We'll take the Volvo. That sounds good. We'll hop in. Now, I do know there's a lot of achievements with this that are tied to the game, so I wonder if we might get some of these as we go through that. I'm not quite sure how this is. Right now, it looks like it's text-driven. Welcome to Driving Academy. This is pretty cool. We got air balloons and our driving course. That looks like the Volvo that we selected, and we are making our way into the Academy here. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, for perspective, if you haven't watched the channel before, I've got about 300 hours in the game, and yet there are still things I think I can get a lot better at. The following scenarios represent the first something. I didn't read that part there, but I think this is the beginning stages here, so we'll see how this all goes. It's giving us the panorama here. Okay, here you'll learn everything from the basic systems and controls of the truck. Okay, to complex maneuvers both with and without a trailer. Okay. We'll help to instill habits that will help you to safely navigate a variety of situations. I'm going to let this run through, and when something interesting comes up here, oh, that looks kind of interesting. So it's a kind of stopping close to a barrier, but we'll let this run through, and then when we get into where we can take some actions, I'll jump back in. Okay, so we've kicked out of the little intro scene there, and it's jumping now into these 5 chapters, and it looks like these dovetail with the achievements that I've seen. Each one of these is a different scenario. So we get blindside reversing. Good. That's nice. Reversing with the trailer. So chapter 4 is where it starts getting to backing up. Chapter 3 is just connecting a trailer, braking with a trailer. Okay. And then chapter 1 here, 2 is basic maneuvers. Chapter 1 is basic controls and movement. So this really just blows up and expands. What a lot of people have mentioned that I've found picking up the game is they don't know what to do when to start. So this is really designed to kind of help you through all of these different elements here. So, and it does look like previous scenario not completed. You have to work through them in order. So let's start the scenario here. You have an option to change the truck. Looks pretty good. So we'll jump here and try this first one. Before you drive. Welcome to your first lesson. Let's start by learning how to prepare your truck to hit the road. Continue, enter. Let's do that. All right. It's critical to ensure that your driving is safe, professional, and under control at all times. At Zilla Trucking, I can assure you, if you've seen the 100+ episodes of Euro Truck Simulator 2 that I've created, we always have safe, professional, and under control driving. The proper adjustment of the seat, steering wheel, and mirrors will help you accomplish this. Okay, yeah, we kind of know this stuff, but all right. On each side of the truck, there are some vehicles. They'll help you adjust the mirrors properly. Continue, enter. Take your time to adjust everything to your liking, as these settings will have a significant impact on your ability to control the truck. This is true. Like, there are certain settings I like to have where I like my mirrors visible and certain sides and things like that, and not. Okay, when getting to the truck for the first time, it's important to adjust the seat, steering wheel, and mirrors to your liking. The correct position behind the steering wheel is crucial for proper visibility. All controls must be within reach, and the driver needs to have a clear view ahead to the side. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. To display the menu configuration, press F4 or access it through the vehicle adjustments in the pause menu. F4 is what we'll press. First, let's adjust the driver's seat and steering wheel. Open adjust seats to continue. All right, adjust it. This is actually pretty clean and fresh and responsive. I like this. I like the fact too that it's just text and it's written clearly, so you don't have to kind of wait for someone to read everything. So this is just basically walking us through some of the adjusting the seat controls. I'm not going to do this on camera. I'm just going to kind of walk through these. I'll come back as we see some more of these scenarios here. So scenario 2 is adjust the mirrors thing. And actually, I confess, I really haven't done this very much. This is actually helpful. I'm kind of seeing a lot more things here. That was actually, the adjusting the mirrors was actually the first scenario. I confess, adjusting the mirrors is something I've rarely done, and I really like the improvements here. So even as someone who's got a lot of time in the game here, that's a little bit embarrassing that I'm finding it so helpful there. So scenario results, success before you drive. Next scenario, that's good. Okay, so let's go on to scenario number 2. This looks like this is about camera controls here. We'll go through different cameras that are available for use. There are 7 for them. Now, just a little bit of context for this one. When I do my careers, I have a house rule that I do when the truck is moving, I do first person view. So I'm sitting in the cab. I can stop the truck and look around, but for almost exclusively when I'm driving, I'm using myself situated inside the truck. I feel like that's more realistic and more challenging, especially for backing up. So I'm not sure how helpful I will find these different views. I kind of know about them. I think I know about them anyway. So that basically just ends the scenario. It shows you your various camera looks, and then it recommends here, which I like this, is using your interior camera. Complete scenario number 2. Lots of things checked off. This is actually really, really good. I think for new players to the game, this is exactly what was needed. I'm liking this a lot so far. Let's go on to scenario 3, first drive. So for the first drive here, it's just drive forward and stop at the dashed line. This must be the demonstration of what we're doing. That's pretty good. And drive past the dash line, stop, shut down the engine, and secure the truck. Okay. That sounds pretty straightforward. Stop driving forward. Now the truck is ready to move forward. Start moving across the dash line. Pretty straightforward here. And use the brake to stop. Applying the parking brake. All right. Shifting into neutral. All right. Turning off the engine. Press E. Success. All right. This is good stuff. So we're in scenario 4, which has just got us backing up. Pretty much the same thing, except going backwards. Starting the engine. Checking your mirrors. Checking your driver's side mirrors, shifting into reverse. You now have the reverse engine. Yep, use the parking brake. Oop, release the parking brake. All right, let's back up. Reverse past the dotted line. And we will stop there. And apply the parking brake. And shift into neutral. And turn off the engine. Boom. Fourth scenario done. So scenario 5 is lights and wipers. I assume it's going to just kind of teach us how to do these. All right, now it gets real. We're stopping close to an obstacle. All right. So in this one, the goal is to stop between the line and the obstacle. You have to get very close to it. That's good. By using the front mirror. I confess, I generally just wing it. So our goal is to stop between the line and the obstacle by using the mirror here. Oh, that's the wrong line. Let's get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Well, this is actually kind of helpful. Gotta get closer. So I feel like we've done this, right? We've stopped the truck between the obstacle and the painted road marking. Oh, maybe because we're not in the white box enough here. We drifted a little bit to the right. Okay, let's see if that's what's going on. Okay, apparently this does not like me at all. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you have to be precisely inside this line. We drifted over to the right, even though we're between the cones. It really wants you in that box there. Secure the truck and shut down the engine. So this scenario has you driving and getting close to the right curb. I confess these are actually kind of helpful here for me, as I haven't really used these side mirrors and things very much. I just kind of do these by force, because in the game it really doesn't ask you to be this precise, I would say. So this is actually kind of helpful for me here to be able to look in that top right mirror and realize how close I am to the edge of these curbs and stuff like that. That's actually something I haven't really done that much of. And we're in. That was actually, I've actually improved through doing this. Look at that. Perfect. And I know how to adjust the right-hand side now. So, who would have figured? I didn't expect that, but we're there. Success. So for each of these scenarios, it kind of shows you what you're supposed to do and walks you through it, which is pretty good here. Slalom course here that we'll be doing, and then stopping inside the box. That was pretty easy on that slalom one. This one's starting to get a little bit advanced here. So you pull up, stop at the barrier, then you back up towards this one, and then you're going to pull ahead to the next one, I think. Directly ahead, there's a 90-degree turn, drive towards it. Make the turn, drive deep into the corner, turn wide. Yep. Yeah. So this is really well done. I'm curious to see what like the intermediate and the advanced ones go to. So, all right, can I do this in one shot here? So we got to pull up to this and stop in this zone. In there. Now we have to go around this corner. Deep. Should be good. Oh, scenario failed. What did we hit? Oh, it crushed a cone. I didn't take it wide and deep enough? Look at that. Okay. I mean, no. Okay. Complete the turn and stop in the designated area. First fail. Okay. Early on here. That doesn't surprise me, actually, because as I drive, it's not unusual that I clip corners there. So, failed. Restart. So I need to take this deeper than I did last time. Oh, I'm going to hit it again. Scenario failed. I have to take this deeper. Am I just underestimating how far forward we are here? Oh, look at that. Yeah. And third time's the charm. So I've actually learned something that I can take these turns wider than I traditionally have been taking them. So that's probably just a bad habit that I get into. Let's go to the next scenario. That was a good one. Reverse parking next to an obstacle. Okay. I feel like this one I'm going to be okay at, but let's see how it goes here. Yeah, that one I feel like was pretty easy for me. I feel like the backing up is something that I've, at least with, especially with just the cab, that feels pretty straightforward. So that was a pretty easy one here. Let's go to the next scenario. Parallel parking. Because parallel parking is something I almost never do in the game. This one might be challenging. It's kind of curious to see how this goes. All right, this one could be fun here. They actually give you some good tips about aligning your driver's side mirror with the curb in front of the truck behind you as you're backing up into this, but I haven't parallel parked with a truck for a long time here, so this could be very interesting. Turn sharply, and it says once your truck is aligned with right there. Okay, so now I should start cutting it, dropping it into the spot. Yeah. Got it in the first shot. That wasn't bad, actually. That's pretty straightforward. The tip about aligning your driver's side mirror, once you can see the curb, once the truck is lined up with the curb right in for the right curb in front of the truck behind you, was actually pretty helpful there. So that was good. But got that one in the first shot. Okay. Next scenario, driving on a handling track. Let's see how this goes. These are kind of fun. I've played the game a lot, but I've learned two, three things already, which is good. So it looks like they're finally letting us go. I don't know if this is scenario 3 still or 2. It just kind of connects you from one scenario to the next. So this is basically just driving on a course a little bit. So I suspect I will be okay at these. I guess this right-hand turn where I have to hit the cone, that could be the tricky part, is I don't take the turns wide enough. So I can take wider turns, which is good to know. Make a gradual left turn, drive through at a nice steady speed. All right, this is feeling pretty straightforward here. I mean, it is kind of windy and it's one lane, so in. So I got that one in the first shot. That little hairpin turn you can see back behind there, over at the top where those red barriers are. That was a little tricky, but just basically drop it in here. That one I felt like should go pretty well, because basic driving one feels like those are pretty straightforward. But let's see where we are. So basic maneuvers. Okay, yeah. So this scenario is scenario 2, and it has 8 sections. And so the next one here is the advanced training course. So let's see what this entails. And it's really nice, again, how they give you these little walkthroughs. They show you visually everything you're supposed to be able to do. This is the final scenario of this chapter. Drive on a test scenario with a complex configuration. First obstacle is a slalom through some barriers. Use your mirrors. Hairpin turn, keep wide. Yep, shouldn't be a problem. They're not messing around with some of this stuff here. This is like throwing you right into some different things. Got to go through a section, and then you have to back up through a section here. Very narrow section of the course with cones. I feel like I'm going to hit a cone there. And they're going to have us stop right next to the porta potty for the final thing here. This one's somewhat long and involved here for the final exam here. Alrighty, see how we do here. Prepare to set off. We are ready to go. Drive through the slalom. I wonder if I'm going to get this on the first try. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm going to hit a barrier somewhere or something, but we'll see how this goes. These are actually fairly narrow here. You've got to be a little bit careful. Hairpin turn, 90-degree turn. Remember to use all the space you have available. Yes. All right, no worries there. 90-degree turn, and got to get on this ramp here, which is tight. So far, so good. Up over the ramp. So far, so good. It's been pretty straightforward. Some of these tight turns are interesting. I mean, you got to pay attention. There is a break in the median to the left. Drive through it. Yep, that's easy enough. Wide turns. Okay, so this narrow section with the cones could be fun here. I don't feel like I'm the best necessarily at kind of getting where the truck is in space right, but so far, so good. Looking pretty good. No worries there. Need to use all the space here and continue driving. So far, so good. There's one spot where I think I was up a touch on the curve, and I don't know if it dinged me for that. I guess we'll find out when we get to the end. Pick up some speed here. Continue along the course. And then lastly, back up into this spot. And we're home. Wonder... Chapter completed. View scenario results. No collisions. Yep, looks like that was pretty good. All right, so that was number 2, I think, all done. And we go to the next scenario. That must be the next chapter, right? Yeah, connecting a trailer. Okay. So now we get the trailers involved. Connect the trailer, then pull forwards. All right. The trailer is right behind us. We can see it in the mirrors here if we look in the external camera. So we're going to back up to the trailer, hook up the trailer, pull forward, drop the trailer off, disconnect the trailer, and then pull back up. So let's reverse to the trailer now. Driving forward. Should be pretty straightforward. Get it? Sorry. There. Apply the parking brake. Release the trailer. Disconnect. Press T. And secure the truck. Shut down the engine. Nice. That was pretty straightforward. Just kind of taking a pause here and say there's a bunch of achievements with this too. We've got the first one here, which is get the ball rolling, complete the first scenario of the first chapter. That was the very basic one. But then here, if we take a quick look at how far we've gotten, dedicated student, 13 out of the 28 scenarios that we've got so far, including the final exams, are done. And then failure is not an option, which is another one here. Complete any 5 scenarios in a row without failure from the 3rd or 4th chapter in Truck Driving Basics. So we have 1 out of 5 listed right now because this was the first chapter in the first scenario in chapter 3. So if we get the next 4 without failure, then we'll have that achievement. There's also a professional driver that starts with chapter 4, where you have to do 6 scenarios without using the exterior camera. That'll be fun. And then there's a complete 20 scenarios in chapters 2, 3, and 4 of the truck driving basics using an 8-shifter or a sequential transmission. I don't have a shifter. However, when I saw this achievement, I thought it's time to get one. So I ordered one, and it is coming by Amazon. So I'm actually going to have a sequential shifter that I can add to this. I think I'll go through it again, at least some of those, to practice with the shifter. So I'm really liking this. This is actually pretty good. And I've wanted to learn how to use a shifter too. But with that being said, let's do a few more of these. Braking with the trailer, parking in a narrow space, diagonal parking, and driving on a roundabout coming up here. So let's get back to it here. So this is basically just one where you come up to speed and then don't crash and die. Pretty straightforward here. We are here. Stop the truck and shut down the engine. 2 for 2 so far. Next scenario. Parking in a narrow space. All right, so this one's teaching you to go wider than the spot you need to go into so you can get the trailer straight for it as you come into it, which is always good to know. And see how we did. I confess I'm not the best at that. I can see the trailer's already a little bit crooked, but I think it's going to be straight enough by the time we get to the end of it here. Good. Stop in the designated area. Shut the truck down. Nice. Success. 2 for 2. Oh, diagonal parking. This is one you don't get very often in... At least I do the harder backups, so I don't do the diagonal parking that often while playing the game. So this one could be interesting for me. Making my excuses already. Especially like the angle they've got here. So you want to drive past the spot so you're not going to clip the truck there, the trailer, as you enter into it. This is not necessarily the simplest thing to do here. Challenge accepted. This one could be interesting. Let's see how we do here. We've got to drive past it a good bit here. This actually is something I don't do very often, but I feel like I should be able to get it here by just watching my mirrors on both sides and staying true to how I would do this. Like that. I feel like I'm going to be okay here. Yeah, we're in. Perfect. Got it. Nice. First shot. So that one, not as bad as it would look like. I mean, a little crooked there, but it's in there. So good. Now, so just looking back at the achievement track, and it's reset back on 0, but I didn't fail any of them, so I don't know quite why it's doing that. It should show 3 now, I think. Oh, driving on a roundabout. No. Seriously. Oh God, this is going to be a disaster. Actually, I do feel like this is something that I was really bad at when I first started playing. It took forever. I would always go over the inside of the roundabout, but I feel like I have gotten better at it now. And like as they're showing this, I feel like this is something I might naturally do, but we'll see how this goes. This is going to be interesting. And then park back in there. For sure. All right. Hands are sweaty now. Let's see how we do here. Let's get this going. Prepare to set off. Make a wide turn. Yep, no kidding. All right, so let's come here. Don't want to clip that inside either. Don't want to hit that cone. We're good. Drive towards the outside of the roundabout. Yep, I know that. Stay outside. Stay wide. At the back of the truck, it's really close. Keep driving, yeah. Exit the roundabout. Wide, so we don't clip the cones on the other side there. Head towards home. Ah, maybe we got it. Maybe that wasn't too bad. I mean, I was going slow, so I didn't hit anything, but hopefully we'll see how we did here. in the parking spot, it looks like. Yep. Nice. I think we got that one. Success. Bing, 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 bing. Excellent. All right. So that's number 5. I wonder, I'm going to go check to see if we get the achievement. I feel like we've got 5 in a row here. So yes. So we got that one. Failure is not an option. Complete any 5 scenarios in a row without failure from the 3rd or 4th chapter in the truck driving basics. Bingo. Very good. All right. Making progress here. Driving through tight turns. Are you? Okay. Fair enough. Wow, this stuff's getting real now. These are tough turns here. I am not super confident I can do this one in without clipping one of these edges. We'll see how this goes. These are very tight. Actually, I take that back. Those are pretty... Don't clip it. Yep, I think we got it. Good. Yeah. Actually, that wasn't too bad. All right. Secure the truck and shut down. That one was... it was easier than it looked, I thought. You just have to stay wide. Part of it is I've been driving an American truck simulator, so I feel like my cab is bigger. I have to just make that mental adjustment that the cab is very close to where you are in Euro Truck Simulator. So 6 for 6 so far on this one. 2 more to go in book 3. Driving through complex turns. What was that? The last one was complex turns. What are you talking about? Ooh, that's a tricky section right in here. All right, here we go. Challenge accepted. Let's see how we can do on this little section in here. Basically, it's wide turns, right? The rough idea here is don't cut your turns at all. And you should be okay. Take them nice and wide out here. Should be plenty of room on that one. Now it gets tighter, though, in here. Likewise, stay wide. Stay very wide, and you should be okay. And now the fun part here, though. Right, so far so good. A nice wide turn here, keeping as close to the outside as I can. And right about here, maybe? Be good. Coming out of the turn here. And in the zone. Those, they're easier than they look. At least they've been. I feel like, I mean, they're really good for, I think, instilling proper mechanics, right? Wide turns and all these kinds of things. Let's see how we do on the final exam here. This is I think the last scenario in book 3. So this one here is just a longer course with lots of maneuvering. All the stuff that you've covered in the first 7 scenarios here in this final scenario. And then again, some very tight turns, as we can see here. You've got to hit to that barrier, stay outside, come around to it, don't hit anything. This looks pretty tricky in many ways. I mean, it's really good stuff. All righty, here we go. Final exam, chapter 3. Oops, didn't punish us for that. I feel like I screwed up here. Maybe not. I didn't do very well there, I feel like, but it did well enough. So avoid the cones. Okay. Well. We're gonna hit a cone. Oh, we made it. That was so close on that cone on that side over there. So far, so good, but a couple of close calls here. Approach the roundabout. Yep. It's fine. Stay wide. Stay wide. Stay very wide. So far, so good. What are we doing? Oh, we're going to the right here. Oh, I thought we were going left. I am not set up for this one very well. If I can correct here. I thought I was going left. I feel like our trailer is going to clip those cones. I don't know if I could correct it. Oh, apparently I did. Oops, don't want to hit that. Didn't. All right. Now what am I doing? Gotta get out of this turn. Okay. This is actually this is well done. This is so much better than I expected it to be. Yeah, this is very good. I think if I'm finding this fun. And I feel like a number of these things I'm comfortable with, but there have been a few things I've learned it's really good for reinforcing wide turns and use of the mirrors here. These over front mirrors and side mirrors are something I haven't really used that much, and I'll use those going forward. So this has been very good. So chapter 3, maneuvering a chapter complete, and success on these. They got those without any failures. I had a couple failures in that chapter 2, but chapter 3, next chapter backing up. I'm going to wait for that for a next episode because I feel like this is enough here for one episode. But big thumbs up to the Driving Academy so far. Definitely check it out. I think it's even good if you're an experienced driver, because if you're like me, coming to it from not having driven a real truck, I had some bad habits, and this is, I think, helped me identify them already. So, and it's fun to do. And some fun achievements to pick up. So big thumbs up so far. I'll be back for chapter 4, which will be the backing up one, which I imagine will be much trickier. So see you in the next episode. Bye.